Trump's golf plans were not publicized in any way. Sources tell ABC News there was no planned movement to the golf course, that it was a last-minute decision.
3, 2, 1.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Tim Baber here with Visual Tesla TV Global Prophetic News. I wanted to talk about and just comment and chime in on this second attempt on Trump's life. We see that this is an ongoing investigation, so we'll continue to follow this as more information comes in. But I did want to weigh in and just some thoughts to kind of consider what it is that's going on. And so as we continue to see the media play this out, I wanted to kind of chime in and maybe give some food for thought and just some things that I'm really starting to question. But also I wanted to make sure that you guys see some of these things and maybe highlight some things that maybe you guys aren't really catching on. Maybe you're smarter than I am. Maybe you are catching all this stuff, but I did want to kind of highlight some of these things. So, and I'll play this real quick to let you guys know here. This is what we got so far, what the media is portraying. And I'm scouring all the news outlets and things like that to see what is being communicated for this investigation. So I think, let me first say this. I think the FBI, the Secret Service, and the police and they working in conjunction to actually apprehend this guy alive was amazing. You know, so you hear different things. But I'm going to play this, but I just wanted to first say that because I want to congratulate all those guys that worked together, especially the bystander who saw what happened, communicated that immediately so this guy, Ryan Wesley Routh, could be apprehended. So let me go ahead and put this, let's go ahead and look at this video about what we have so far. So
President Trump, they were on the fifth hole. They were about to go up to putt. They heard pop, 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 pop.
Now, in the bushes where this guy was is a AK-47 style rifle with a scope, 2 backpacks which were hung on the fence that had ceramic tile in them, and a GoPro, which he was going to take pictures of. We were able to get a hit on that vehicle on I-95 as it was headed into Martin County. We got a hold of Martin County Sheriff's Office, alerted them, and they spotted the vehicle and pulled it over and detained the guy.
The suspect's demeanor I would describe as having a relatively calm, flat, fact who was not displaying a lot of emotion. Never asked, what is this about?
now I will say this, that, you know, like I said, the whole tag team of the different agencies that apprehended this guy worked in conjunction together. I think that was great. I think the way that the Secret Service had themselves set up holes prior to the golf, you know, prior to where Trump was he was at hole 5, and then the Secret Service actually saw this guy, you know, in advance and actually were able to apprehend this guy or scare him off, whatever, and get him, you know, neutralize this threat immediately. I think all that stuff was great, how that all happened. I just find it interesting because I know one of the things I'll probably talk about is this guy's mental health on Ryan Wesley, about his mental health and stability. And there's actually a lot of social media posts that were recorded for him, and they'll highlight some of these things about, you know, his posts and some of the things which if you hadn't seen those, and I'll have some of these here on video here so you guys can see that. And so that way you can kind of see the inside of this guy's mental capacity, his mental health, I should say it that way, and some of the things that he was reaching out to. I mean, he reached out to a lot of people, high-profile people on X. This is well worth looking at, and I think, and before they pull it down, I'm glad that they actually captured this. And I've got some video too. If you can't read these, I will definitely. It said you should visit the victim's hospital. So talking about see this, it says at Joe Biden, you know, at Bruno Mars, about making some music tribute to things. So I mean, let me show you this, what I got here. If this is super small, I'm sorry. But see, some of this high profile stuff that, you know, Kamala Harris, he reached out to her talking about you and Biden should visit the injured people in the hospital from Trump's rally and attend a funeral. I'll play some more of this. To Elon Musk here, if I can highlight this, Ryan Routh to Elon Musk. I would like to buy a rocket from you. I wish to load it with warhead from Putin's Black Sea mansion bunker. And I'm going somewhere with this. I just to have an insight. And so he put his phone number out on this thing several times on a lot of his posts about to be able to contact him back, So I think it was interesting. He's got Elton John on here. Can you make some lyrics for Ukraine rally? And he's reached out to Nikki Haley, Seth Green, to kind of help partner with him to do these crazy things, and this is another one right here. There are thousands of NATO trained Afghan soldiers begging to join your police force, very cheap wages. There are thousands with passports ready to fly, and he put his phone number. Please contact me. And I'm going somewhere with this, and so stick with me on this. And also here, for national policy, told me to defend Taiwan. I have thousands of Afghan soldiers he says he's got 1,000 Afghan soldiers that are very cheap and I have countless more. I want to create some Taiwan Foreign Legion and create a website. This guy actually, whoever he reached out to here, actually reached back to him, which was interesting. I was like, that's a little crazy. Then he, Vivek Ramaswamy, he reached out to him. I want to show you where this guy actually talked back to, and so here, right here, so I have thousands of Afghan soldiers that wish to serve the Haiti National Police, cheap wages. I mean, the mentality of this guy is kind of unnerving, but there's a mental health crisis, I would imagine, or something here. If you're a strong believer, there's obviously maybe demonic oppression here. But so he reached out to Bono, please create tribute song for Ukraine. I tried in Ukraine and was there May 9th when you were there. I have lyrics, just some interesting things that he's got here on his stuff. Right here, this is what I wanted to show you right here. And this guy, whoever this, I don't know what language this is, but maybe Taiwanese or something, it says, sir, are you still at Maiden for recruiting? Talking about all these people that he was recruiting for Afghan soldiers and things like that. And then he says, yes, always recruiting for Ukraine. And so it's interesting to see that there's some that responded back to him. And so there's so much more in this thing, but this is for days. And so obviously there's some mental instability here with this guy. And so they'll talk about that. But I mean, I'm not questioning his instability. That's not what I'm questioning. What I am questioning is that because in all these posts that he put up here, there's concern because he's got his phone number on all these posts that someone actually reached out to him. Because here's some questions that that I have. How did he know? Think about this. How did he know where Trump was? From what we understand is that Trump going to the golf course was a last-minute decision. And there were some sheriff county officers that didn't even know that he was going to be there. And I'll play some video proof for that here in just a minute to substantiate what I'm saying. Like nobody knew. There's people in his campaign that didn't know where he was at, meaning Trump. They didn't know where Trump was at, that he changed his mind and wanted to go play golf for a little bit before he continued on. Let me play some of that because I think that's important to show.
Trump's golf plans were not publicized in any way. Sources tell ABC News there was no planned movement to the golf course, that it was a last-minute decision.
So there's that. So the sheriff county office, William Snyder, his sheriff county's officers who actually apprehended these guys, they didn't even know Trump was at the golf course. And he says this in this next video I'm about to show.
How did he know that Donald Trump was going to be playing golf? How did he have access to his schedule?
Yeah, that's the $1 million question. We are the border county to Palm Beach. You can't get out of their county without coming through ours. But we don't have the intel from the scene there. Mm-hmm. It's hard for me to imagine how he got within rifle range of President Trump.
Yeah.
So there's that piece right there. Like they didn't know, like the sheriff county that was the next door county over didn't know Trump was there. So how did Ryan Routh know where Trump was? So going back to what I'm saying, like his mental instability is not in question, obviously, but him constantly reaching out on X to all these people and putting his phone number out on there, who's to say that he was not contacted to try this attempt? Who gave him this information that nobody knew, that it was a last minute decision that Trump's made to go play golf? how did he know to lie in wait at the golf course with a backpack, with ammunition, with a scope, waiting at the hole that Trump was going to eventually hit and go to and play a round of golf right there at this hole? How did he know that? And then when he got shot at by the Secret Service, when they found him, he ran off. Get this, ran off, jumped into a getaway car with somebody standing by ready to pick him up and to take off. You know, so obviously there was a getaway driver in that. So the thought is okay, so he's obviously not working alone, right? He obviously was fed information to be at the golf course with there's not a whole lot of people knew that was there. So either this was inside or I don't know. I know that's kind of going to speculation, but we got to think about this thing. So I hope that this investigation will continue to reveal that there is obviously some foul play here for sure, but also like this guy was fed some type of information, because we don't know exactly how he knew where to be, you know, because none of this stuff is, you know, broadcasted. His movements aren't broadcasted, but for him to know where he was when Trump made a change of plans and he was ready to be there, I mean, that's saying a whole lot. So let me know what you think. Maybe I'm off on this. Maybe you can give some insight that I'm not aware of, but tell me what you guys think. So let me know in the comments below if you think that Ryan Routh was working in conjunction with somebody else, or maybe this was his own plan and working on his own vices, or do you think that he was actually coerced to do this and he was fed information to be where he needed to be able to assassinate Trump? Another detail that I want to kind of highlight is that he had a GoPro camera to maybe record what he was going to do. I don't know if he was going to give that information to somebody else to validate that he actually was the one that did it or whatever. You know, so there's a lot of information out there that I wanted to kind of highlight to make sure that we all are watching, because some things start to kind of disappear in the media and we don't even hear about it anymore. But I did want to highlight those things as we're looking at this investigation closely, because we're going to continue to report on this. So anyway, leave in a comment below what you think. I don't want this video to be super long, but put in the comments below what you think on this whole second assassination attempt and these little clues and minute things that should be brought to the forefront. There's got to be some strong investigation here. So put in the comments below, was this guy working by himself, or was he working in conjunction with somebody else? Or what do you think? Anyways, I'm out for right now. Love you guys. Leave the comments below and check out other videos.